Shalom, it's the time, hit the mic, realign, Torah flow so divine, got the grind by design, from the shtetl to the limelight, stars in the scene, schmoozing pride, bringing dreams, keep it kosher clean. Schmoozing time, where the real ones meet, Jewish pride, beats hit, can't retreat, personal brands leveled up, take the stage, schmoozing vibe, wisdom out the cage, bagels and beats, mix the sacred with the streets.
Hey Schmoozers, welcome back to the show. I am David Gavi, and you're about to listen to another amazing episode of Schmoozing Time, the only show that I know of inspiring proud Jews to leverage their personal brands. Before we dive into this episode, make sure you are following the show on whatever platform you're listening on. That way you'll never miss another episode. This week's guest is truly one of a kind, a rising rapper and content creator who's not only dropping fire Jewish music, but is also hilariously mastering the Yeshivish accent like it's his native language. By day, he's creating viral sketches about Yeshiva Bochurim navigating the bars or their first shidduch date. And by night, he's in the studio laying down some tracks or rocking out at stage somewhere in Ohio. It's his first time on a Jewish podcast, and I'm telling you, this episode is going to be one that you're going to remember because you are going to be laughing your ass off. And I'm so excited to welcome to the show the multi-talented Gav Ayden. Gavi, how are we doing today, brother?
What's going on? How you doing, David? Happy to be here.
Not much, man. First of all, thank you for coming on the show. And I know you're a busy guy between being a yeshiva bacher and a rapper and like that in its own. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. But I got to ask you, so your full name is Gavriel, and I heard that on another podcast, and you don't like using that. But as somebody that knows Hebrew, the word Gav means back in Hebrew. So when I first saw your name, I was like, why is his name back? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So tell us about how you got the name, how you went from Gavriel to Gav, and now you're Gavi. I don't know what to call you now.
Of course. And thanks for having me also.
Brother.
Yeah, so my name's Gavriel Chaim, which, pretty yeshivish name, solid, I'd say. And when I started making music, like 5 years ago, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to go by. There was someone already on Spotify as Gavi, which is what I go by in general. So I was thinking of names, and I actually thought of Quickscope G. That was like a thought, just a random name. And then somebody was like, that sounds like a gamer tag. So brainstormed a little, and I ended up coming up with Gav Ayden, which is similar to like Gan Aiden. It's kind of got that same type of flow to it. And yeah, some people think my last name is Aiden because it's like that. Like I get some messages like, hi, Mr. Aiden. Like I'm not Mr. Aiden, but I'll take it. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been going by. But everybody calls me Gavi. I just have it as Gav Ayden for, I guess, like my stage name, and I'm gonna continue that for what I'm doing now.
Honestly, Gavi, I thought your last name was Aiden too, so I'm in that boat. So now I know not to call you Mr. Aiden when you have a bunch of record deals and you have your own TV show as a yeshiva bacher doing stand up or whatever. So I'll make note of that for the future. But I always like to start off my episodes talking about Jewish identity. And I feel like you have a very interesting background. I mean, not only did you like grow up religious and then, kind of turn into this rapper and now you're imitating the Yeshiva Bochurim. So like, I personally, I resonate with that message a lot. So I guess like start by telling us about your Jewish background and kind of where you stand in terms of your Jewish identity today.
Yeah, of course. So I did grow up Orthodox, as you said, in the Jewish community here in Cleveland, where I still live, and just a normal Orthodox family, not really a black hat family, not like not a yeshivish family, just normal like Shomer Shabbos, Kosher, all the good stuff, and basically just grew up like that, and kind of slowly after I turned maybe like 19, 20, stopped, keeping as much, but not for a particular reason. Not like I wanted to be rebellious. It's just kind of where life led me. and I'm still figuring it out as I go. This past year or so, I've definitely gotten, started putting on tefillin again every day, just kind of doing my own thing. I think when I was younger, I would definitely judge people if I saw like they had their phone in their pocket on Shabbos. And then you get a little older and you realize like life's complicated and you're very ignorant as a kid and you're still ignorant as an adult. But basically, just finding my way. But I love being Jewish, and I love all my non-Jewish friends as well. So just figuring it out as we go. But thank God, I'm blessed, just to be here. You see, you got the star on. I'm not wearing mine right now, but always got to rep it.
Always, man. So going back a second, you said you started to put on tefillin again, and that's something that like I think a lot of Jewish men kind of connect with. And for me, as somebody that's more of a, I would consider myself like a little bit more spiritual and like trying to like find ways to connect with Hashem that aren't like, going to shul or putting on a kippah or whatever. Why did you start to put on tefillin again after quote unquote going off the derech?
I wouldn't even say I'm off the derech, as as they like to put it. I'm kind of on my own path, and I feel very close to God, and just figuring it out as I go. But it's never been like, oh, I'm not doing this stuff now because I don't like it. I'm just doing what works for me, and what works for me is not going to work for someone else, and there might be judgment, and people can't understand why you do certain things. They're not living in your mind, So
Right.
I do like to put on tefillin though. And I feel like ever since I started putting on, I don't want to say my life's gotten better. I just, maybe I need this thing to happen, and like it happened. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should, keep doing it. But I very well could be Shomer Shabbos and Kosher when I'm like married. Like, I don't want to say my life's headed towards there, because my mom and dad watching this would be like, oh my God, we're so happy now. Like, but like, just figuring it out as I go.
Mm-hmm. So so you said you didn't grow up not technically modern Orthodox, like you were religious and you kept Shabbat, you kept kosher.
Yeah.
But did you also go to yeshiva, or you didn't go? Okay, so you went to yeshiva.
Well, yeah, I went to like very, from Jewish day school, and then I went to a modern Orthodox high school, and then I went to yeshiva after high school. So I guess
see.
I had a little bit of both. I really just
Literally.
went to the modern Orthodox high school though because I wanted to play sports. It wasn't like I wanted to become less religious. It made sense for me where I was at. I didn't want to go back for night shear and wear a white shirt when I was in ninth grade. Like that's not how my family, is. It's just would have been too much for me.
Oh, as a yeshiva bacher, as a yid, we always like to like over exaggerate sports moments. And right, you have a video of you talking on a date and you saying that I'm gonna mess this up, but it's like your cousin almost met Derek Jeter or something. Did I get it right?
Last week my cousin almost met Derek Jeter. Yeah.
Okay, I got that right. Let's go.
Yeah.
So whatever, but the point I'm trying to make is like we like to over exaggerate things, and you're like, my cousin almost met Derek Jeter, it was the best thing in the world. And so I guess, did you have like when you were playing as a kid, did you have like such like a heroic sports moment that was like a super like big deal in your sports career, or were you kind of just like
I don't know if there was one moment. I had a RBI base hit at like my final high school game that we played at like a minor league stadium, and it's like my mom got it on video. Like I'm proud of that. Like it was more just like playing. I love playing. Getting Slurpees with my friends after basketball practice. Just stuff like that. But I just want to say it's so funny you mentioned the Derek Jeter line, because, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more, but that was my basically like thought for a video, meaning like I had like that line. I'm like, last week my cousin almost met Derek Jeter. Like that was the basis for the first shit up video. I'm like, this is a funny line. and then I just like came up with a bunch of other crap basically. But like that was the line, and it's like somebody commented, somebody messaged me after like almost meeting Derek Jeter is not a flex. Like I know that's why it's funny. Like I understand, and and my sister was like telling me I should have responded like, "What do you mean Derek Jeter is a legend?" I'm like Sima, like we're from Cleveland, like fuck Derek Jeter. Like I'm not a Derek Jeter fan, bro. Like I don't care about him, you know.
Oh, that's too good. No, when you said that line, I thought of at least 5 people that have said that same line, except fill in the blank with like another player. Like it could be like, I don't know, I almost met Joe Mauer last week, or I almost met Adrian Peterson. Like so many, like it's just, I don't know, it's just like I don't know, maybe it's just like a Jewish thing to like exaggerate a little bit, you know.
It is. There's a lot of stuff that's like I feel like I'm kind of touching on in my videos, and maybe it's not actually true, but there's a lot of stuff that's just like nobody talks about it, or like it's not written down, but like little kids watching people do construction, like there's it's a very Jewish yeshivish thing. Like they just watch. Kids will just sit there and watch for hours. Like it's a great activity. Like the parents are about to take the kids out, and they're like, no, we got them working on this pothole in front of our neighbor's house. Like, we're good for the day. We don't got to entertain them. Like, I don't know why. It's just there's a lot of just funny stuff. Like
There are.
5-year-old kid going in to buy a Gatorade from Speedway. Like this kid doesn't, you know, like why is he in there by himself? Like you know, like that
yeah.
type of stuff.
It's so funny. So when did you start creating? Because I know you're a rapper, which we'll talk about your rapping career in a bit. But when did you start creating those yeshiva bacher videos? And like, take us through like why you decided to do that.
It's for sure. It's super funny. I had done a show the week before, like a rap show. Like I've been doing them in Cleveland for a few years. You know, there's a bunch of other artists on them, and it went really well. And I see people, the crowd, like they like, you know, the people that were there, they're vibing to it. I've worked hard on the music. Like I feel confident when I perform. And after the show, I was talking to my buddy Baruch, and we were talking. I'm like, man, I'm like, I gotta find a way to do more with this. You know, like I just don't know how to promote it. It's hard, you know, there's a million people making music. And so that was kind of brewing in my headspace that week. And I remember calling up my sister, kind of saying the same thing of like, I just want to get, you know, 500 monthly listeners, or, you know, I just want some people to hear it and appreciate it and enjoy it. Like, that's all. And she was on another course of thought. And she told me, she's like, why don't you try doing these Jewish videos? You know, she was like, you're funnier than these people doing it. And everybody sits on their phone at night and they share these videos. That's what these Jewish people do. And I personally, like, my algorithm does not give me those videos because it gives me sports or, you know, just other things. Like I never even saw these guys like Yechiel Jacobs, who obviously is like big in the Jewish space. Shout out to him. And basically, like, I was like, you know, I'll try it. I'll do it. And I got the first video together, and in my head, I kind of thought, and I said to my sister, if I post like 20 or 30 of these videos, I'm sure one will get like, you know, 40,000 views. Like one of them will get a good push. You know, that was kind of my thought. I didn't expect the first video to like take off. And it kind of scared me because I was like, I knew I could make more. And now I was like, ooh, like I'm kind of entering a new thing, and I don't know how I feel about it. But, you know, I have to just continue doing it because, you know, I'm open to seeing what doors things can open in my life. I like to try things. So I didn't want to make it seem like I'm totally off music, you know, because I put a lot of work into it and I'm still continuing to do it. But after the first video, I knew I had to, you know, push it a little.
For sure. And that's first of all, I think it's great that you're doing that. I think the you know, now in the Jewish community, it's very, I mean, shit's not good. Like it's obviously everything going on with Israel and just anti-Semitism in general. Like it's not the best time to be Jewish, but I really think that Jewish people love to laugh. I've watched almost all of your videos. I like laugh my ass off every time. I mean, the reason I found you is because I saw you on my Instagram page. I'm like, who the hell is this guy making a yeshiva bacher goes on a date and he's asking for 4 waters with light ice? Like I'm just like, what the hell? Like, how does he come up with this stuff? Like it's pretty incredible. So I personally love your videos. I hope you know that a lot of people love your videos, and obviously keep doing them. And so, you obviously were exposed to this yeshivish environment your entire life. And, like it's, you kind of, when you were in yeshiva, you gathered your material. You saw, okay, you see this rabbi dachening. Oh, that's great. I can imitate him. You see this rabbi doing this weird thing, whatever. Was there a period where you're just like imitating people in front of your family, or you just like went straight to Instagram and did it?
I think my whole life I've kind of just been like making stuff up, like probably silly stuff around my family.
Yeah.
More around my family. But it's a good question. I've done it. My sister has some clips on her phone of me just making stuff up for like 5 minutes, and I've done it around my family, but I never thought that I would be posting yeshivish videos on Instagram in my just wildest thoughts. Like it was not even there. Like
Right.
I couldn't believe it before I posted the first one. Like I'm thinking like, what am I doing? Like this is so like out there and
Yeah.
cracked out. And so yeah, I've done it throughout my life a little. I guess I could just make that type of stuff up. It's just I don't know. I don't want to
It's
say it's
easy.
easy for me. Like I don't, think I'm super funny or anything. I can do this yeshiva stuff, like I'm not very
Right.
good at math. Like I can
Uh,
do this, like everyone has
sure.
different things that they can do.
Sure. Does your yeshivish character have a name, or it's just like it's you?
Great question. I would like to formally give him the name on the Schmoozing Time podcast with David
Oh, here we
Gavi,
go. Here we go.
of Yechezkel David. So Yechezkel David, Yechezkel David is basically a pretty good name because it's very yeshivish, but it's also in touch with the world, which is basically what I am when outside of Shir. So that's basically
Wow. Yecheskal, so I have to ask you,
that.
what is the most off the derech thing you ever done in your life?
I feel like the most. Well, to be honest, I'm very embarrassed, but yesterday I actually forgot to say Modani. So that probably was that. I can't really think of anything even close to that.
Wow, Yecheskal, you know what? You might be going to Gehenna. You might be going to Gehenna. There's probably like a what, like 99% chance that you're going to Gehenna. I don't know. Yecheskal, don't forget that again. Oh my gosh. But
It's a good name,
I
though. Right?
Yecheskal
Yechezkel
David.
David?
That's got so much like chutzpah in it. Like the name Yecheskal David, it's just like, ugh, it's got some oomph and chutzpah in it. I like it. Like I think it's a great name, and you're using part of my name, and I don't know. It's also like not. I feel like it's easy to like come up with like a Chabad name, like Menachem Mendel or something. Like it's easy. But Yecheskal David, I feel like you don't know if he's like Sephardi or Israeli or what's his deal. He's kind of Ashki, but like could he not be Ashki? I don't know. Like it's a mystery. It's a mystery. It keeps you
Right,
guessing.
right. The one issue is I change my voice a lot in the videos. Like if you go to the
Uh
first video I posted, like I was probably more timid, like the first shit update. And
sure.
I think that one actually was the most yeshivish. Like if you really watch it, like something about it like hits a little harder. But
Yeah.
as I've done more, like the voice changes. I just want it to be, if I'm gonna be doing these videos, I want it to be like cracked out and unhinged.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't want to like hold back and not say certain things. Obviously, I don't want to say like ridiculous things that like make Jews look terrible, but the whole like Goyim thing to me is like funny because every time I post a video that I say like Goyim, I'll get like one or two bad comments, and all the other ones are positive, and the people are like, you really shouldn't do that. It's really bad. You're the reason for all the anti-Semitism. And it's like,
No.
no, I'm not. And first of all, like more than half my friends are probably not Jewish. It's just funny to me.
So funny.
But it doesn't really bother me. I find it silly. And what I think is really funny is that there's for sure people that are seeing my page even now, and they think I'm actually a yeshiva bacher and I'm like posting content about my life. That's the most like cracked out thought of these people like saying this stuff, like
Right.
thinking that. Like to me, that's wild. That's really funny to me. Like, oh, like the guy who's a yeshiva bacher who like uses Instagram, like posted another video. Like,
Yeah.
I would like that to continue, honestly, like because it's got to be a trip for them.
That is, you're doing a good job when people actually think you're a yeshiva bacher. Like that's incredible, and especially the video of you going to the bar. I want to ask you about this because you showed up like full outfit, like black hat, whole 9 yards, everything, and you're in your character too. Why did you decide to do that? Like you're Meshuggah.
Yeah, I don't want to give my sister too much credit for everything because she's gonna take it and like post this in the family chat.
Sure.
But I have an idea of I want to go to Planet Fitness in full black hat, everything, run on the treadmill with the Gemara. I just haven't got to it because it's literally so cracked out, and I work out there, and I have to go to a different gym or something. And basically that was the idea, and we were gonna go to the gym, and we also had the idea of the bar, and we're like, let's just do the bar. And dude, it's funny you say that I look so comfortable and everything in character because somebody else said that as well. It's totally not the case. If I'm going to be,
Really?
transparent with you. Yeah, I was literally so like, I mean, I live near a college here, and it's like a college bar. And so there's just like guys and girls my age and whatever. They're not Jewish anyway, so I'm not interested in the girls. But, they're all like looking at me as I walk in, and the entire place stared. The video we got that I posted of me going into the bar was actually when we went back in again, because the first time I was like, turn off the camera because I was like, I just didn't want to make I don't know. I was uncomfortable. So the first time everybody literally looked at us, and I felt it was the most uncomfortable I felt in my life, I want to say. But it was very freeing because once I was in there for a couple minutes, I was like, you can actually do this. Like people are really only thinking of themselves. Like they probably think for like 5-10 seconds, look, like there's a weirdo. Like there's someone who's dressed weird,
Right.
So it was pretty cool for me. But yeah, it was a good experience in the bar. It ended up being a good series because I was talking about going to the bar, and then everyone wanted to see the part 2, and that was one of like the big videos because a lot of people follow me because they wanted to see the part 2.
Right. Jeez, that you got. I mean, whoever, I don't know who to credit, you, your sister, whatever. I'm not going to get in the middle of sibling banter, but
Yeah,
whoever thought of that idea, and then the Planet Fitness one, Gavi, I'm waiting for that. Like Yechezkel David on the Stairmaster machine reading Gemara, I would actually, I don't think I would breathe. I would die. I would literally die watching that.
I know I think it's like it's definitely a viral idea. It's
Like,
if done right, it's so cracked out.
awesome.
I think I'll have to do it this year.
You have to. So would you ever walk around your community like that and pretend to be Yecheskal David, or that's way too cracked out for you?
In in what sense? Like I'm just taking a walk and I'm putting on like the black hat just to like walk around?
No, more of like, I don't know. Like I think the best place for content, and you probably know this too, is like go to any kosher supermarket and sit there for 2 hours and like you have so much content. And like if you walk in there with your black hat and you're like asking about like, oh, like, you know, this fish is expired. Is there a discount on it? I don't know.
Right.
Like if you like did something like that, I feel like, you know, that's kind of like the context I'm thinking about. So would you do something like that or no?
I would do something like that. The thing is, for me, I don't want to annoy anybody at their job. Like, I'm not looking to just like get views in the sense, like, you know, people nowadays, they walk into Walmart, take their shirt off and pour milk on themselves. Like, I can't watch that stuff. It's just, I mean, it gets views, but obviously the fish is not nearly that level. But
Right.
I wouldn't do it, and I would just do my own thing. I like just making stuff up, like in the aisle. I'd probably be like, you know, just say something like, it's a kosher supermarket, so everything here is actually kosher if you didn't know. Like, just like stuff like that. Like, you know, like super just moronic type of shit. Like, you know, just, you know,
I
and
love that.
yeah, gotta do some of that. Right now I have a lot of ideas that I want to do using like removing the background, kind of like the
Okay.
McDonald's one. I kind of like that format
Right.
because it's also just I can do it on my own time in my own house, you know, like it's a little
Right.
easier for me to like a controlled environment.
Right. So about Yechezkel David, like I feel like you've done kind of the videos about him, but have you done like anything to like introduce his story more? Like I know you do like the little shticky stuff, him going on a date, whatever. But do you have an idea to like kind of like come out with like a Yechezkel, like, hey, I'm Yechezkel David, I'm, you know, 45 and I have 10 kids and a minivan
Right.
that doesn't work. I don't know. Like, do you have any ideas like
Right.
that?
I haven't thought of it like that. I was thinking more doing it in like the sense of my like story about making, you know, like making music, and I just started doing these videos and I have this music and I appreciate everyone on the page, but I think there's a little good sense of things being unknown and mysterious. Like what is this guy up to? Like I don't want to post everything in my life on my story every day. I want it to
Right.
be like interesting if I post a story. I don't want people to know what it's gonna be, you know? So I haven't thought about it in the introducing the character sense. I probably won't do that just because I like just Yeshiva Bucher at like this location or doing
Right.
this. It's just like, why is he doing this? Why does he have 8 jobs? Why is he working at McDonald's? Is he, you know, he's going on shidduch dates? Why is he hitting the punching bag before the shidduch date? It's just, it's all very cracked out, and I think it touches a certain, obviously a certain niche, but the
Right.
humor is very specific, and I think the people that get it, they really enjoy it, and like
Absolutely.
it's different than the music. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about, but in terms of
Yeah.
music, it's like, well, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. No, you segued right into it. I was going to ask you about the music and like, you know, does Yechezkel David have a career in rapping or are you trying to keep those two things separate?
Um, I feel like in terms of marketing music, it would be good to use him, and I don't know. I don't know. I could do some, like I have Jewish songs that are unreleased, like more
Right.
Jewish. It's not like
Hmm.
yeshivish songs, and it's
Right.
not Jewish music per se.
Hmm.
But you know, I don't know if I really want to go the route of making like super Jewish music. I mean, there are some really good artists who do it that are not cringy. There are a few rappers I found, like Warren Tati.
Hmm.
He's this rapper, and like he's a really good rapper, and it's like Jewish music talking about Hashem, and it's dope. You know, like he doesn't even
Okay.
have social media. Like shout out to him. Like
Wow.
real ass yeshiva bucker for real. Um,
That's
um,
crazy.
but no, I don't know exactly. I think this is what people like is the videos, and
Hmm.
you know, I don't want to say like do it if it works, but
Hmm.
in terms of the music, you know, I was putting out music and making some content and trying to promote my music, but the issue with that is that you're selling people something and they could feel it
Hmm.
right away. You're trying to get them to do this versus the videos. People like these videos and I'm just giving it to them like, here, it's your entertainment. So instead of trying to make like, look at me, I'm valuable, I'm like, here's something that you find value in. And that's
Hmm.
why the videos are doing well. And if you're making music or you're trying to promote your art in some way, I think it's really hard to do because
Right.
people know they could sniff out whatever right away that you're trying to get them, they're trying to get you to their Spotify and listen to their music and become fans. And people like what they like, you know, they already have their artists. And it's not that they can't discover new music and stuff. It's just that it's hard nowadays, especially like in the past 5-6 years with TikTok. Like, you know, unless you've just had the talent of like a Juice World, like that's the truth, where you're so good at making songs and you just connect with with people on this deep level. It's really hard to just blow up your music on social media, but it's still like you can get bigger and you can grow. But you know, I'm realizing like I kind of enjoy people sending me these messages like, our family loves your videos, we wait for them, versus like needing validation, or, you know, people like, here, listen to this song, I want to have this many listeners. Like, I think that kind of flipped for me recently, and you know, that's why I'm enjoying putting out the videos, and I want to put out more.
I think you brought up a good point there, where especially for me, like my music taste, and I don't think I've shared this on the podcast before. So my music taste is, I like country music. Like, I love country music. My girlfriend got me into country music. And the only rapper that I listen to is Future. I only listen to Future. Strictly, like, I am a diehard Future fan. Like, I'm probably in his like top 0.0001%. I wouldn't know because I have Apple Music. But I think to your point, right? Like, it's hard. Like I will, not that I won't listen to other artists, but it's like, I'm like waiting, like, okay, when's the next Future album coming out? I think it's cool that you're not only creating Jewish music, but then also you have that like other side to you, where it's like you're entertaining people to kind of bring you to your page. And by the way, you also happen to be making music. And I think a lot of personal branding is this idea of like, you have to bring value to the table, right? If you want people to come to your page and you want to sell people on something, you have to do it through like a indirect way. And I studied marketing in college, so I understand like the psychology behind marketing is like, you have to create some sort of hype. And, you know, especially for Jewish creators, you have to create a community and a niche.
It's funny you even say like Jewish creator, because I literally just started doing this, and it's, you know, it's not like I was like, oh, in 2025, I'm going to start posting these Yeshiva Bacher videos and this is going to happen. Like, it was really just kind of on the fly.
Right.
And it's still very new to me. And I'm still kind of just like adjusting in terms of like, you know, going on social media. But like, in general, I think it's, I don't want to say it's a net negative, but it's very just, you know, it's dangerous for people to be on social media, seeing other people, and they have this perception of this person because of seeing pictures in Europe, or because they see this person has a lot of followers, and it's not real life. It's just a perception. And for me, like, I know that, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm trying to grow the page now and see what doors it could open, like being on this podcast and, you know, talking about being Jewish. But it's, like I said, it's not real life. And a couple people have messaged me like, Mazel Tov on your success, Hatzlacha Rabba, like, you're doing so well. And like, I appreciate it, but like, you know, I'm focusing on other things in my life also. It's not really how I feel about it. You know, I have personal like struggles like anyone I'm trying to work through. And I really think when you have a page that's like getting a lot of views, like my page is doing, it creates this sense in your mind of other people like thinking about you, that you're just like successful and you're doing really well. And it's just not true. And for me, and it's not true for Travis Scott or Taylor Swift. Like, they have, I don't even want to mention Taylor Swift, honestly. That's no good. But, you know, they have their own things and their own problems going on. And it's like, I don't know, I would compare myself to them. Like, they have, they're the most famous people in the world, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. And one thing I always tell people is, when you look at views on social media, for example, right, when you're scrolling at your For You page, very, very rarely do you see a video with like less than 100,000 followers or 100,000 views, because you are scrolling and the algorithm is showing you only viral videos. So your expectation is that 100,000 views per video is the minimum. And it's bad because it's like you're missing out on like 99, like getting 100,000 views is definitely top 1% on any social media platform. You're missing out on 99% of the content that's out there. So really the bar is set so high. And for me, it's something that I struggle with, where like I see a lot of my videos don't surpass the 1,000 mark, and like it's tough, but like 1,000 views is still, and I have to remind myself, like getting 1,000 views is like, you can't conceptualize fitting 1,000 people in your house. You can't conceptualize, 1,000 people even in shul, right? I don't know what kind of shul Yechezkel David goes to, but like 1,000 people showing up on Shabbat, like that's a big deal. So it's like, it's really like social media has blown things so out of proportion, in the sense that it's like, it's ridiculous.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. The world like we live in now, because you're a little younger than me, but we're around the same age, and we saw it like slowly happen to where it's like, we saw it happen to where it's like it takes over, and little kids are on Snapchat and TikTok. Like, it's not a normal thing to just go on your phone and just get this stimulation and this dopamine of nothing, of things that you forget. So, and like I'm participating in it. I'd like to think, at least for my videos, people are finding value and like they enjoy them. It's not just like frying their brain, like, but who knows? Maybe it is frying their brain. And I think people are afraid. A lot of people, most people know, I shouldn't speak for most people, but I feel like a lot of people know social media is not good for them, but they go on because they don't want to be the person that doesn't go on, and they are going to have FOMO and stuff like that. But the truth is, at least I believe, you're not going to miss anything if you don't go on social media. Like, you'll know the score of the sports game. If something's really funny or whatever, it'll get to you, or it won't get to you. You don't have to go on social media. Like, people should delete their social media if it's not good for them. Like, that's really how I feel. And I'm posting on social media. I'm a creator. It's just like, there's more to it. People, it's just not good for people's heads. And it's not good for my head a lot of the time. I a few weeks ago, I was like, I'm not going on this for a week. Like, I've been on this. It's just too much going on, like, so I don't know. Me and my buddy have been talking about that for years. And now that I'm like kind of on the other side of it, it's like, it's funny, but like, I still feel the same way,
Right. Social media is a drug. It's addicting. Like there's literally scientific proof that shows the dopamine rush that we get.
Yeah. I will say on the other side of it, like, since we live in the digital world, like if you are trying to grow something, you do have to be on social media. Like, let me just say that. So like, if you have a brand, you have to be on social media. That's how people find you. I'm not saying like it's terrible, everybody should delete their social media. Unless you're Yeshiva Bacha, then you really shouldn't have social media. But like, if it's not good for you, like, you should delete your social media if you don't think it's good for you. You're not going to miss anything. Like, that's how I feel.
That's a great point. So I want to get into your rapping career here for a second, because we didn't touch on that a whole lot. So I would imagine you started your rapping stuff before the birth of Yechezkel David. And going into the music space is extremely difficult. I'd argue like it might even, maybe it's even a little bit harder than like making a professional sports league. Like, to really get to the upper echelon of being a music artist, right? There's really in a given year, there's like 20, 30 artists that are like constantly being played on the radio. And like, obviously they're the legendary artists. Like, Prince is a good example, Minnesota guy, Michael Jackson. I mean, whatever, I could riff names all day, but those are two guys that come top of mind. But so what, like, I guess like for you, knowing that like going into the music space is difficult, why did you still decide to do it?
Well, I really didn't plan on it. I came home from Israel a little early in 2018, because I kind of like fractured my ankle, and I came back a few months earlier, and I didn't have any plans. I wasn't, going to college right away. And I was just kind of hanging out at home and I was listening to beats and I was, started freestyling. And I guess I did it as a joke kind of in high school a few times for skits. And then I
Mhm.
just kind of started doing it. And for me, it's cool to see like the music get how it's gotten better. Like, even if I don't have that many listeners, like for me to see like how it was sounding versus now, it's been cool, but I mean, it's still mid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very proud of it. I think my music's good, but I started doing it just kind of out of nowhere. And you're totally
Mhm.
right. It's probably one of the hardest things to do, but um it's been really cool. There's an underground scene in Cleveland. Like, I've been able to do shows. Like, there's a lot of good artists here. Like, Young Cap is a really dope artist. Shout out Young Cap, who like helped me
Mhm.
get on a lot of shows. And I've met a lot of cool people through doing it. But I would say maybe there was a time where I was like, I will be one of those, biggest artists. And you do have to think that if you're doing it. But to see
Mhm.
all these artists coming up and the way they're pushing their music and how much money you have to put behind it, like, I slowly became more like I want to do it for me and like grow the music. But
Mhm.
you know, it's funny, man. I'll tell you, like it's funny because in my mind I was like, I just want to put out a few songs and then like that'll be dope. Like let's get it on Spotify. And then I was like,
Mhm.
I just want to, do a live show, and then I'll be happy or whatever. And like I don't know, it's just it makes me realize like it's very dangerous to rely on external validation if you think it's going to make yourself feel good, because it's not going to. Like you need to
Mhm.
take care of your own things in your life, and like that's what I'm working on, more so. Um,
Right.
but music kind of just happened. I think though I have felt somewhat uncomfortable promoting my music, not just because it's like a Jewish rapper, just feeling like that's what I was doing. Like I would
Mhm.
go to these Shabbos dinners a few years ago with a lot of people, and we'd go around and people would be like, I'm in med school and I'm in dental school and I'm doing this and whatever. And I was like, yeah, like I work at a restaurant and I also make rap music. And like I didn't feel like a loser. I just felt like they were doing, more real life stuff, at least,
Mhm.
like pressure wise. Um, but I'm happy that I've done what I've done, because I do things in my life that I want to do. What works
Right.
for them won't work for me.
Right.
I think if I went to medical school, it would be probably not a good time.
Gavi, this is phenomenal. I think we can go on for hours and hours and hours, but before we end this episode, I would love some nachas, some wisdom, whatever, like to get me through the week, or give me the Shabbos,
Yeah.
God willing, like Baruch Hashem. Like I need some nachas from Yechezkel David.
Yeah,
So
sure,
maybe
yeah.
a little, maybe a little Dvar Torah or some story or whatever. Oh, he's getting on the suit. He's getting serious. He's getting serious.
I don't
All
have
right,
my hat. My hat's still at the cleaners. That's what I wanted to tell you about. Basically, my hat's still at the cleaners, but
okay.
like a lot of people don't realize that if you're a yid, it means you're on a totally higher madrega. It's basically not close to anybody else. And this week's Parsas Yakibadenu, basically talks about how we weren't actually in the desert for 40 years. It was actually
Mm,
40,000 years. That's a very big
wow.
misconception. We were in the desert for 40,000 years. So basically, just try to remember when we were in the desert and when we were having them on. We didn't always make a bracha because we didn't know what food it was going to be, what food would come next. So basically, try to just decide what you're going to eat when you wake up in the morning, and then you'll know all the brachas. You can even write them down in your flip phone, or if you have a notepad. That's what I would say. If you have a notepad, definitely put it in the notepad and keep it in your pocket next to your pocket sitter. Like that's what I would do. So that's basically my nachas. I'm actually laning this week. I'm very
Ah.
excited to lane. Yeah, I'm doing the half Torah and the full Torah. It's gonna be awesome. That's what I would say.
There's no way that you just came up with that on the spot. Did you rehearse that before?
Oh no, I didn't rehearse it. I'm just a psychopath.
That's incredible. That's fucking incredible, man. Oh my god, those the whole thing with like the flip phone and like where to put your notepad next to your pocket sitter, like dude, I thought, bro, that's incredible. Well, Gavi, Yechezkel David, whatever we want to call you, man. Thank you seriously for coming on the show. I'm excited to put this out. Before I actually let you go, where can people find you on social media?
People could find me on social media in a lot of places, but more importantly, you can find me in the base medrash. That's where I'm gonna be. People can find me as Gav Ayden, GAV_AYDEN, and then on TikTok also. And then, yeah, that's where they can find me. And Spotify, Apple Music. If you're new to the page, you want to hear some semi-Jewish music, check it out. It's on all platforms under Gav Ayden. I wanted to say thank you so much for, dude, having me on the podcast. I'm a big podcast guy. I listen to a lot of them, and I feel like this is, it's geschmack. Like it's good vibes. Like this is what I like to listen to when I'm cleaning up my room after I have a crazy party with my friends.
And you also have like the little, like, I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, but like the little like yeshiva snicker. I don't know what to call it, but it's like, you have like some sort of like yeshiva, like you laugh at things that are like not really funny.
Right. I think you got it, bro. Snicker. Definitely, we got to clip that and post that. Yeah, the snicker. I have the snicker like that, like the snicker. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh my God. Well,
this has been Gavi, a blast, man. Thank you.
Oh man. I'm excited to drop this one. Guys, follow Gavi. Don't be an idiot. He's got great content. Yechezkel David, he's also a phenomenal guy. What a yid. You could find him in the base medrash. He's not going to be on social media. Just kidding. He's going to be he's in secrecy. He's on social media, but not really. But like, I don't know.
I'm not.
He's not. Okay.
I'm not actually on social media. It's basically somebody imitating me.
Oh, okay. I'm so glad you enjoyed this week's episode of Schmoozing Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. In addition to sharing this episode with someone, make sure you follow on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts. Also, make sure you're following the show on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify. Until next time, keep schmoozing.